choosing this book. Fawaid, one of the benefits of we have chosen this book. We mentioned a few of them.
He's somewhere here, but
Habibi, have a seat, Sheikh.
I don't want him to
Okay,
be like,
alright. So anybody can mention to me some of the benefits of we mentioned, but we mentioned 3 of them, very small. Hi, Sheikh. Why we study this book? One of the benefits, Sheikh. What do you think?
To strengthen our...
You remember we said, you see, this is the Imam of the Sunnah. All the groups, any sect of Islam, they agree, because Ahmad ibn Hanbal, he's Imam. They say we follow 4 madhab, one of the madhab is what? Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Hanbali. So that any kind of group you deal, any sect you deal with it, they cannot catch you. Because if you say, we studied the book of Ibn Taymiyyah or the book of this, you say, wait a minute, I don't believe in Ibn Taymiyyah, I don't believe in this. But I say, okay, then we studied the book of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, which is one of the 4 Imams, which whole Ummah of Islam, all group of Muslims, they agree upon it because he is Imam. So, let's see what these Imams say about our creed, our belief. So in this case, he cannot, Ahlul Bid'ah, the innovator, they cannot put you in corner. They cannot say, no, I don't accept his belief, because if he rejects the belief of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, or the Imam about that, then actually he rejects the belief of what the Sahaba and the Tabi'een, the companions of the Prophet and the followers of the companions of the Prophet, they have believed. Because these people, they are the closest to that best generation. The Prophet ﷺ pleased him in his authentic hadith when he said, خَيْرُ النَّاسِ قَرْنِي ثُمَّ الَّذِينَ يَلُونَهُمْ ثُمَّ الَّذِينَ يَلُونَهُمْ. The best nation, best people is my time, yes? My generation. And then those who follow them, and those who follow them. So this is one of the fawaid. The second one, you remember we mentioned, Ahlan Sheikh, Ahlan. You remember we said, these books, even though carry a lot of weights on it, because it's our creed, our belief, but they are always small, you see. They have easy to go. They have few words in ayah, hadith, few words ayah and hadith, which is easy to come from cover to cover. Instead you get the new books, 20 volumes, 30 volumes, which means it's easy to use it, and also easy to understand. Because those people, they are using small words with a lot of meaning, because they are using the keys of, like anything you want to do. If you have the key, you can get to the warehouse. But as long as you have the key, and the key is too small. But when you get in, you have anything you need just because of that. So they use the keys of the language of the believers or Ahl Sunnah. So when you get that understanding of the keys, then you know exactly what is the creed or the faith of the true believer should be. And also we mentioned, because these books, the old books, all the time when they start in introduction, Habibi, we mentioned this, I have to go again from beginning. This usually they always warning you to stay away from innovation. Yes? And always referring you to keep the Sunnah, to hold steady in the Sunnah of the Prophet, in the word of Allah, and also telling you have to keep the creed the way how the Sahaba believe, the best generation. And also they telling you the methodology how to become in the right belief and right path. Because we mentioned that so many people, they have right belief, but they have what? Wrong methodology. And that wrong methodology make that belief to become in a wrong way. Why the Sahaba, they was never been deceived? Because in the time of the Sahaba mean companions of the Prophet, there were so many sects came up. Qadariyah, the people who didn't believe in a faith, they say that Allah doesn't know anything what happened unless it happened. Just like you, for example, you see your son got accident, and somebody called and say, oh, I just find out, I didn't know. They say Allah is just like, He doesn't know unless it happens. This sect is very dangerous sect. Ibn Umar said they are the Majus of this Ummah. They are the fire worshipper of this Ummah, of this generation. They doesn't have nothing to do with Islam. Because one of the 6 pillars of Islam is to believe in Qadar wa Qadar. To believe in a predestiny, what has decreed by Allah, what has written for the human to happen. Yes? So Sahaba, they didn't accept none of this. The Khawarij, the most dangerous group, came in the time of the Sahaba. They was killing the Sahaba. None of the Sahaba get influenced by them. Why? Because they have a strong methodology. The Prophet told them how to live their life. And that's why every khutbah of the Prophet, the khutbatul hajah, how he was ending up, وَكُلِّ مُحْدَثَةٍ بِدْعَةٍ وَكُلَّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ وَكُلَّ ضَلَالٍ. That is the speech of the Prophet. When you say khutbatul hajah, that's what means, that was the daydanuhu. That was his routine. Every time he started, he used these words. So that's why when the Prophet ﷺ, when the man came to the Prophet and he said, can you allow me to make zina? He said, I can be Muslim, but can you allow me to commit adultery? So the Prophet ﷺ, he didn't was angry with him. He didn't get angry. What did he just say to him? Softly way. He said, come here. Say, do you want this to happen to your mom? He said, no. I said, what about your sister? Do you want your sister? He said, no. What about... So he gave him the most sensitive things. So the Prophet ﷺ, he wasn't angry with him because he was committing sin. So the Prophet ﷺ, he changed his heart by making him think. If you want to do to somebody, somebody will do to you, to your wife. So don't think you can escape from it. But when the person came to the Prophet and he put innovation, indeed, the Prophet was angry. He called Jami'a, he called Bilal to call everybody. He said, مَا بَالُ أَقْوَامٍ يَقُولُونَ كَذَا وَكَذَا. What's wrong? Some people are saying this and this and this. And then the Prophet also tried to emphasize, إِنِّي أَخْشَاكُمْ لِلَّهِ وَأَتْقَاكُمْ لِلَّهِ وَأَعْلَمُكُمْ بِاللَّهِ. Say, I know more about Allah, but I pray and I sleep, I married a woman and I also live my life and I eat and I fast. This is the life of the Prophet. So this is what we mentioned last week. So let's continue today. We're going to go with the Imam Ahmad rahimahullah. Like we said, before we go to any subject, we need to know something, what the ulama, scholars, they talk about this man. Then we go to his words. Like I said, these words of the Imam, they're only one line, one sentence, but that maybe will take us maybe 1 month to explain it. Maybe. Could be more, could be less, but between there. Alright, so Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, one of the titles he has, he was the Imam of the Sunnah. You see, when the person stick about something, when the time of tribulation is coming, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never put him down. When the person holding something, even if everybody goes against him, maybe even the own people say, man, what's wrong with this guy? Everybody change, he doesn't want to change. That man maybe will be in the beginning low, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put nickname to that man to remain forever. Every alim who was steadfast, hold on in this deen, even he went to tribulation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never put that man to be under the rug. All the time Allah give the title, so he can be reminded by the people, yes? Just like the brother was mentioned, the Sheikh in the beginning, and that maybe he only teach the people 4 years, 3 years, and then finish. They took him away, but his name now is getting all over. Why? Because Allah never put His servant to be down. The Prophet ﷺ told a hadith, مَنْ عَادَ لِي وَلِيًّا فَقَدْ آذَنْتُهُ بِحَرْبٍ. If anybody, Allah says, touch my wali, my friend, he is in war with me. So imagine if the man is in war with Allah, what you have to worry about? Do you understand, Sheikh? Anyway. So Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, Imam Shafi was one of his teachers. So just see who is the teacher, then what you expect the tilmid to be. Huh? And usually when the teacher gives the credit to the student, that means that student really has reached to some level. Imam Shafi rahimahullah say about Ahmad Muhammad, كان رأسا في الحديث. If you want to take any leader in hadith, he's him. وكان رأسا في السنة. What we mean by sunnah, we say the sunnah has more than one meaning. Which means if you want to ask anybody about the methodology of the believers or the creed of the believer, aqidah is him. The sunnah means aqidah, the belief. If you ask about to find somebody who is righteous man, zahid, is him. In fiqh, is him. Which means Ahmad Hanbal was encyclopedia. That's what they call it in English. Did I say it right, Sheikh? Okay, good. So he was born in 164 Hijri. Yes? Rahimahullah. His father died when he was young. His father died when he was... So the one who take care of the Ahmad Hanbal rahimahullah, and Imam Shafi, and Bukhari, and so many ulama, who was taking care of Sheikh? Who make those people to become ulama? Mom. The mom. The mom, she was taking Ahmad Hanbal and putting next to the alim to study. Taking her and bringing him. Sometimes when he didn't have money to go to the scholar to learn the hadith, he was going behind the door, but his mom was every time with him. Same thing with Bukhari. Because the mom, Habibi, he's a society. That's why the Muslims, they worry so much about the woman, because this is our society. Everything what you see in your child is what mom has given to her, or to him. Nothing more and less. Because the man, the man has to fight with the man outside, bring the bread. So imagine what's going on, everything. So imagine if you don't have a righteous woman, no matter how righteous you are, the result will be zero. Because the words which you say for the child is only the word because the daddy is too tough and hate me. Because the mom said, don't worry, let me give you a candy. He will come down, just don't worry. Let him speak, let him get angry. So what happened? Actually it's nothing. And that's what the Prophet ﷺ, he was talking us to look for the righteous woman. فَاخْتَرْ ذَاتِ الدِّينِ تَرِبَتْ يَدَاكَ. He give you the qualities, beauty, family, money, and then you put the deen. And say, you want to be saved, you want to, your house be saved, you don't see extra shoes in your home, then choose the one who has a righteous deen. May Allah Azza wa Jal protect us from the fitna of this dunya. So, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, the first teacher of him was Hushaym ibn Bashir. Hushaym ibn Bashir, he studied with that teacher for 5 years until the teacher died, because he was old age. He never went to any other teacher unless the first teacher lost. Hushaym ibn Bashir, he's mudallis. Hushaym ibn Bashir, he's mudallis taswa, yani aswa taswa. It means when he say an, you don't take from him. But when he say haddathana, then mean you have to hold strong. But yet the ulama rahimahullah, they knew who is Hushaym ibn Bashir because he was muhaddith. So the Imam Ibn Hajar says, Ibn Hushaym say haddathana. I've been told, or I heard. Then he say that you have to hold that hadith very strong, which means 100% authentic. But he say from this guy, then he say you be careful. When he say from, it means somebody is cut over there. The ulama, we are the people of investigation, ya Sheikh. The first investigation happening in this dunya is done by the Muslims. It's not. We have a chain of narration. We don't take somebody come and say that I saw a dream and the Prophet told me this and become legislation. No, Habib, it doesn't work like this. Like they have a Paul saw a dream. The guy over there say, listen, I am the Jesus and why you making trouble my people? And the Christian, they took it as a belief and they make it the creed of belief to be for them. Believe on Paul. Based on dream. The guy never met. But what can do? That's what they have, because they don't have chain of narration. Chain from him. Now, we have, Habibi, even the books. The smallest books, you will see, Habibi, the first thing you start, the guy is starting right away with a chain. You see, this is the chain of narration. It's the original chain. And then you put, look, it's original. And you start with the chain. All the way from the teacher to the Ahmad ibn Hanbal. So nobody can say, no, somebody can make up a book and give it to the name of Ahmad ibn Hanbal so he can sell it and get some money. They cannot do that because we have a chain of narration. Tayyib, Abdul Razak rahimahullah, which is the teacher of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, he says, مَا رَأَيْتُ مِثْلُ أَحْمَدٍ قَطْ. Can you imagine what the teacher said? I never saw like my students ever. Like Ahmad ibn Hanbal said, I never met a man or boy like this. So he wrote the Musnad. Who wrote the Musnad? Ahmad ibn Hanbal. The Musnad of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, my brother, the Ahmad ibn Hanbal, when his alim sheikh died, he started traveling. The ulama say he traveled around the dunya 2 times. Rihla kida. Around the dunya, whatever is Muslim around, any word, parts of the world, 2 times. That's why his shuyukh, the Musnad of Ahmad, he took the Musnad Imam Ahmad, the Musnad of Imam Ahmad, the hadith, he took it from 280 scholars. 280, not only one sheikh. 280 scholars, which means he traveled the dunya, Habibi, not in air-conditioned airplane. You know, you take sometimes trip from back home and come in America 13 hours. He said, man, never again. They don't even want to go back. He said, it's too much, man. And air conditioned, nice, food is coming there. He is in Bagla, Habib, in a donkey. The 2 times travel dunya just for the words of our beloved. Now you tell me the love they have about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Habibi, soon you tell somebody, we have a hadith lecture, it's a hadith, Sheikh, I'm busy. And we have a food there, Sheikh, in Friday, food in masjid. My brother, you will see everybody is there for pizza, just for pizza and Pepsi. Hadith, you will never see. Shouldn't be the masjid, shouldn't be like this, should be full. The word of the Prophet, they traveled to the people. They were selling their stuff just to get one hadith. Not to get it, he has the hadith. He has the hadith. He just want to go to verify. He got the hadith from this guy. I heard from the sheikh, but he living in Egypt. So he chose the man. He said, no, I want to cut this guy down. I want to take directly from him. Send his life. So you see, he went to the sheikh and said, listen, I have the hadith, this. Did you send it? He said, yes. He said, thanks a lot. So he's going back from Egypt back to America. Just yes. Because no fun, Habibi. He wants to hear it. So Habibi, today the sheikh waiting for a student. He said, student waiting for a sheikh. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. So Habibi, Waqi' ibn Jarrah, one of the teachers of the Ahmad HAMBEL. I just want to mention one of the important teachers. Imam Shafi, we know. Waqi' ibn Jarrah. Waqi' ibn Jarrah. The reason I chose this shuyukh, Habibi, just to tell you which kind of methodology and which kind of insan justice the ulama has. What we're missing today. Today the person more become mutadayyin, more he become arrogant against his brother. He can raise him up, but one thing goes wrong, he can put him down in the ground and he never let his head go up. No rahmah, no mercy. Waqi' ibn Jarrah, Imam al-Dhahabi says, his laqab, his nickname is Taneen. Taneen means something which grab everything. Taneen. A Taneen. That's why his nickname. Why? Because when he was in Kufa, he was living in Kufa. When he was going in Mecca, every majlis of the scholars in Mecca was shutting down. Everybody was going to Waqi' ibn Jarrah. عالم في الحديث في كل شيء. عالم زاهد تقي. Imam al-Dhahabi say, كان عالما تقيا زاهدا شارب للنبي. Look what he says. He was عالما تقي زاهد, but he was drinking beer. What he was doing, Sheikh? Drinking beer. عالم. So you will see how, because he was in Kufa. So the Kufa in time of Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, in Kufa was, madhab of Abu Hanifa was saying the only alcohol is haram if it's from the grape. But if it's from wheat or something else, it's not haram. You can drink it, even if it's intoxicated. He's right? No, it's completely wrong. He was messy. Because the hadith of Prophet says, whatever is in every intoxicatant, kulli muskirin haram. Everything was intoxicated is haram, was intoxicate you. You see, the Prophet has used the word, Habibi. He didn't say kullu khamrin, every alcohol. He mentioned, ma askara qaliluhu fa kathiruhu, ma askara kathiruhu fa qaliluhu haram. Kullu khamrin haram. Kullu muskirin haram. Everything was intoxicate in big amounts is haram in what? Which is big quantity can make you drunk, even a little iota is haram. So he didn't mention alcohol, he said muskir, drunk. Which means, if somebody comes to this and say, Sheikh, what about drugs? Then you don't have dalil. The dalil is right there. Everything what intoxicates you in big amount is haram in a small amount. He didn't want anything because he speak with a jawami al-kalim. But this hadith wasn't, because there wasn't phone, Habibi, Google to get the hadith there. That hadith was completely in different world. So to go to there, so he was affected by this kind of idea. So he was drinking the nabir, not from the grape, from something else. But did the ulama put him down? You see, Habibi, this is a manhaj of insaf. Manhaj is a righteous man. Who is the person who is unmistakable? But the ulama rahimahullah says, if you find the person أصله من أهل السنة. أصله. You know, his foundation is built with a person who loved the sunnah. أصله from أهل السنة. يذكر حسناته ويذكر سيئاته. Like Imam al-Dhahabi said, كان تقيا زاهدا عالما محدثا شرابا للنبي. لكن he was righteous man, muhaddith, alim, but that was his problem. He got stuck by this. But he was alim, kabir. But he didn't have, because they didn't leave something unless there was proof. And he didn't have the proof. And how can you find every alim has everything? Especially in those times when you have to travel for one hadith 6-7 months. And maybe you never have chance to get another hadith. So, what happened is the Sheikh, if the person asks to min ahl bid'ah, the person is known he's Sufi, or Shi'i, or Khariji, or person Ikhwani, person who doesn't care about the deen, as long as he can get to the chair, as long as he can make politics, as long as he can. So in this case, you don't go and say, this guy yasum, his name was Khamiz, wa yusalli. You will never find that in books of the ulama. They never mention the hasanat. They say, no, Sufi, Dalun, Mudillun, Shi'i, Khariji, Qadari. And we know every Shi'i or Qadari or Sufi, all of them, of course some of them they pray and they fast, but they don't mention the Hasan. Why? Because if the foundation is corrupt, none of that is matter. If the head of the bird is cut off, did that wings matter? None of that is matter. So that's why the ulama rahimahullah, they have insaf. They knew who Waqi ibn Jarrah, which kind of knowledge he has, and he knew how much he loved the sunnah, but he was influenced by this mistake, and this mistake they mention in the book, but also they mention his ilm. So imagine Habibi today, the guy is all together till to the end of the day with the sunnah, and one thing they don't get along. One thing. He said, I'm not agree with the Sheikh. He said, أنت مبتدئ ضال مضل خبيث أشد من يهود. I put whole. هذا هو تبديع انتقامي. تكفير انتقامي. This أهل السنة doesn't have that. ما معنى تبديع انتقامي? When revenge. I will make him bid'ah just to take revenge. If you say أنت مبتدئ, قال أنت كافر وأبوك كافر وجدك كافر, and you bring everything on. هذا أهل البدع. This is manhaj of أهل البدع. And his hadaf, his goal is not to put you the truth. His goal is to put you down because you sought his mistake. You caught one mistake. So you see the manhaj of ulama rahimahullah. This is Habibi give us a lesson for so many people, Habibi, who put each other down. For what? Just either because he took his place, or maybe his students are bigger, or maybe his name is bigger. So he just try to get something. كالذباب لا يقع إلا على القدر. The ulama says some people that like a fly. What the fly stops? Always in the garbage or stink. Yeah. So he just got to catch something so he can ruin your life forever. And you will see this all the time. What they doing to the Sheikh Al-Albani rahimahullah? When you talk to the Ahlul Bidah, what they say, oh, his daddy was angry with him and he died, he's angry. And the Prophet says, if the father and mother are angry, that's it, no Jannah for you. That's it, it's done. Habibi, subhanallah, this is the manhaj. That's how you put the alim in this level down. Anyway, let's continue. Sufyan ibn Uyayna rahimahullah also was one of the teachers of أحمد بن حنبل. يقول الشافعي رحمه الله لولا مالك وابن عيينة لضاع علم الحجاز. Hijaz is the part of Imam Shafi'i. Say if wasn't Imam Malik and Imam Sufyan ibn Uyayna, if these two people they wasn't Hijaz, which means parts of Mecca, Medina, Hijaz, which is the Saudi Arabia now they call it, and this part, if these two wasn't there, the knowledge was going to be vanished. So imagine. So Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, he didn't meet Imam Malik. But he said, Allah Azza he substitute me, Imam Malik, with Ibn Uyayna. This is the scholars, what Imam Ahmad rahimahullah learned his knowledge. Imam Shafi'i, Sheikh Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahimahullah, he was loving Imam Shafi'i to the degree, he was making every sujood he was making dua for his teacher. Every sujood. His dad, his father, his son Abdullah, he's hearing all the time. Soon he mentioned Azkar, Imam Shafi right there in sujood. He said, Daddy, why? He said because Imam Shafi, for this deen was just like the sun for this dunya. For this deen was just like the sun. The ulama says, when Imam Shafi was going some places to stay, and he knows in the other side, Imam Shafi is staying in the other side, like a hotel, other side. He said he never put his foot towards that wall. That's respect. But did this make Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal to agree with Imam Shafi in everything? No. There was debating. Even one of the biggest, which is debate, Imam Shafi rahimahullah, he was seen, because if somebody give you gift, if you give me gift, and you change your mind, you can take it from me.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Ahmad said, you cannot do that. He said, because the Prophet ﷺ, hadith sahih, قال أن يرجع الهبة كالكلب يتقيأ ثم يرجع ويأكل قيعه. The Prophet ﷺ says, to somebody give hadiyah to somebody, hiba, give, and they take it away just like a dog. When he throw up, then he eat his throat. And that's what usually a dog does. So Imam Shafi said, that is a proof you can do it, because if dog is allowed to eat, then you mean you can do it. What the Imam Ahmad rahimahullah says, he said, but the Prophet ﷺ says, لَيْسَ لَنَا مَثَلُ السَّوْءِ. We cannot take examples of animals. So he put another delil right there. So we can just do that, what they do with each other, so we have to do base. So, but did this Habib, you see, that's what you mean when you respect the alim, but you do not put him in a saint level. To holy. Like a pope, holy. He can do what you are. No. There was respect in alim, because alim give you the guidance, give you basira, tell you how to worship Allah. This is ijdah. Maman taqdis, to make him holy, is when you put the hadith of the Prophet down just to take his word. That is ghulu. That is extreme. Like the people say, even if the Prophet says, when I'm Hanafi, or I'm Shafi, he says, if my Sheikh tell me this, even if the Prophet says, I will not change. This is not anymore respect. This is worship. اتخذوا أحبارهم ورهبانهم أربابا من دون الله. Allah says they took their priests and their rabbis, God beside Allah. So Adi ibn Hatim, he was Sahabi, he was Christian. And he went to the Prophet when he heard this ayah. He said, Rasulullah, I was Christian, I never took my priest as a God beside Allah. So he didn't get it. So Prophet ﷺ told him, أَلَيْسُ كَانُوا يُحَلِّلُونَ مَا حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ فَتُحَلِّلُونَهُ قال نعم. He said, did they make you halal, a lawful, something which Allah make it forbidden, and you took it as a lawful? Like the Paul told him, the law is nailed in the cross. Jesus was cursed by God, because it is written, everybody who hangs in the tree is cursed by God. So no more law. As long as you believe, go ahead. And you took it as is. And what Jesus says, I'm not here to destroy the law, I'm here but to fulfill the law. The heavens and the earth will go away, but one dot of the law will not go unless it's fulfilled. And whosoever call the people against the law and tell them to do so, he will be lost, the least in the kingdom of heaven. And whoever tell the people to keep the law and tell them to do so, he will be high in the kingdom of heaven. This is the words of that what you call it Jesus Christ. But the Paul said, don't worry, the law is in a nail. Cross. Put in a tree over there. So Habibi, they took their rabbis and their priests, God beside, whatever he make it lawful, is allowed. In the church says, in the Bible, the Quran says, you cannot go. The woman cannot go unveiled. If she wants to go unveiled, she has to shave her hair. And if she feels shameful to shave her hair, she must cover. And one day, please say, don't worry, this is law. We don't have anymore. We have Jesus. And done. And Jesus said the law cannot be changed. You see? So Adi said, yes, we was doing that. And the Prophet said, did they make you haram? Something which Allah made you halal? He said, yes. we took that. He said, تِلْكَ عِبَادَتُهُمْ. This is the worship. So you see, Habibi, so this can go to us. If the person who say, Habibi Sheikh, we have riba is haram. He said, but I have fatwa, man, the Sheikh told me it's halal. You can do it because you know America is... Habibi, and then you tell me what's the difference between you and those people who was taken. So this is the ulama, Habibi, they was respecting each other, but they never was raising to the level of worship. Yazid ibn Harun was one of the greatest scholars of the Imam Ahmad. Yazid ibn Harun. Yes, Yazid ibn Harun, Habibi, come on, let's all hurry up. So Yazid ibn Harun, I mentioned this so you can see the benefit, Habibi, how this ulama, what the Ahmed Muhammad was using, which kind of, how the respect they have with each other, and at the same time, the truth was still valid. They didn't cover the truth because he's my sheikh, or he is my student, or let it go. Yazid ibn Harun, he was respected Ahmed Muhammad in the Tabi. Yazid ibn Harun was a joke. He wasn't joke, Habibi. He was alim when the Ma'mun, in the time of Ma'mun, when he tried to announce, Imam Ma'mun, the Khalif at that time, he tried to announce because the Qur'an is the created word of God, makhluk. Which means just like any other creation. It's not the word of God, which is dangerous. Which this can lead you out of Islam. But because Yazid was still alive, he couldn't do it. He was scared from this Imam because he was such a big, and he had such a followers. He said, if I do that, they will knock me down, will take my kingdom right away. Yazid ibn Harun, he said, one time he spoke a joke, and Ahmed Muhammad stood up, and he moved. And Yazid said to his two students, why you didn't tell me Ahmed is here? You see the love, and Yazid ibn Harun, Habibi, this man, Ma'mun, when he chose to make this announcement, he sent one of his servants. He said, go in Majlis of Yazid and tell to Yazid, listen, the Imam, Ma'mun, Khalif Ma'mun, he planned to announce because Qur'an, one of the beliefs, you must say Qur'an is a created word. Created, not the word of God. So I want to see what he's going to say. He tried to see the situation, how it is. But Yazid ibn Harun very smart. The guy, the Khalifa sent him by himself, in a secret. One person. But Yazid ibn Harun, when he went, he said, listen, ask this question when we start the dars in Majlis. He said, okay. The guy didn't know what's the plan. So as soon the people was full in Masjid, the guy said, I'm from the Khalifa Ma'mun, he want to announce the Qur'an is a makhluk, created. And Yazid said, Ya ayyun nas. He said, this guy, he's lying about Amir al-Mu'mineen. He said, Mu'mineen never say this kufr. He said, Amir al-Mu'mineen never say this disbelief, this blasphemy. So, now what, he didn't, so he now tried to raise Amir al-Mu'mineen. But also it's a message because if you do this, you become blasphemy, you become disbelievers. But he said, Amir, never say this word. We never do this kind of blasphemy. And Ma'mun, he said, just be quiet, because looks like... So he tried to tell them, that till Yazid didn't die, he was alive, Ma'mun could... Soon he died, he announced. Soon he died, he announced this fitna, and that fitna was when Imam Ahmad rahimahullah was jailed and beat, and about almost to get killed, as we all, most of you guys, they know already this fitna. Now, Su'ila Ahmed, Abu Zur'a rahimahullah, he was asked about Ahmed. Man Ahfad? Who is more knowledgeable, you or Ahmed? Abu Zur'a al-Razi we know is one of the greatest scholars in hadith. So he said Ahmed is way more hafiz, strong memory and knowledgeable than me. He said, how do you know that? He said, but Ahmed Muhammad, he's never writing his book. Who taught him? Who taught this kind of hadith? He said, all he memorized. When anybody mentioned the hadith, or his hadith, he never put the sanad. He has the sanad where? All in his mind. He said, I cannot do that. I have to write the chain. This guy told me, this guy from this guy, this guy from this guy, until I get to the hadith of the Prophet. He said, he just goes straight to hadith, he never mentioned. When he speaks, he gives the sanad, the whole chain from his hand. He said, I cannot do that. That's why one of the Tirmidhi say, Ahmad Muhammad, he never used qiyas. Qiyas in deen. Qiyas. Logic, in deen. He said he was asked by one of the Tirmidhi more than 60,000 mas'ala. 6,000 questions. And every single one of them he answered with حدثنا وأخبرنا. 6,000. I'm sorry, 60,000. 16,000. So this is the man, Habibi, what we're talking about. Huh? Because of those people, this deen came where we are, Habibi. Now, Habibi, if you will ask everybody to give you one hadith, the smallest ones, he says, Sheikh, can I review it one time? Okay, let's go, Habibi. When the fitness start, that was the time when Ahmad Muhammad rahimahullah, he was in the biggest punishment. When this happened, after Yazid ibn Harun died, Mu'tami, he announced, everybody who doesn't claim or doesn't announce from the scholars because the Qur'an is the created word, he was killed or was put in jail till he died. And so many of the ulama in that time, they got punished. One of them, when he heard Ahmad Muhammad, he was the one who announced he doesn't want to accept, said far, because some of the ulama, they give up. Some of them run away. Some of them, they make ta'wil. They say, إِلَى مَنْ أُكْرِهَ وَقَلْبُهُ مُطْمَئِنٌ بِالْإِيمَانِ, except the one who been pushed and his heart is filled with belief. He said, we don't have choice. Ahmad Muhammad, he never moved. Because if he was going to move, there was no more deen. That's why Ali ibn Medini rahimahullah says, Allah saved this deen with Abu Bakr in a time of Ridda, when the people, they became disbelieved, in time of Abu Bakr, and he saved this deen in the time of Mihnat Ahmad, in the time of the Fit Ahmad. Which means Abu Bakr, did he give up? He never gave up. When after the death of the Prophet, when Munafiqeen, the hypocrites, they stand up in Medina against when they find out the Prophet is dead. And the Sahaba, they almost give up. And Abu Bakr said, أَيُهْدَمُ الدِّينُ وَأَنَا Abu Bakr حَيٍّ. He said, the religion of Islam will be down and I'm still alive. And also, in the time of Ahmad Muhammad, most of the ulama, they give up. Ibn Medini, now. So Ahmad Muhammad, when he was taken from his house to be taken to the jail, he made dua. He said, Allahumma la turiyani wajhul ma'mun. Wa la yara wajhi. Oh Allah, don't allow him to see my face. Neither I want to see his face. And as they walking in Tariq, the announcement came, Ma'mun was dead. The leader was already gone. Dua salihin, dua of the righteous people have never been rejected. But he was still taken jail because right away the guy who take the position was Mu'tasim, was same his follower. But Ma'mun died in a worse way to die, which means to believe, because Qur'an is not the word of God, but is the just creation of God. So that is one of the... So Mu'tasim, then he took over and he killed the Buwaiti. Buwaiti was one of the biggest scholars in that time. Then he killed also Ahmad ibn Nasr al-Khuza'i, was killed. Muhammad ibn Nuh. Muhammad ibn Nuh was put together with Ahmad Muhammad. And Muhammad ibn Nuh is the one who told Ahmad Muhammad, Ittaqillah, before he got killed. He said, fear Allah, if you say a word, it's not in the book of Qur'an and Sunnah, the whole nation will fall down. And he was about to get finished. But Allah gave him, say, Ahmad Muhammad said, when I heard this, I said, that's it. Either death, but I will never change the words. Fitna, Habibi, big tribulation. I mean, imagine he was beaten and burnt until he was faint. Mu'tasim, he thought he's dead. So he was scared, because Ahmad Muhammad, when they find out he's the only guy who doesn't change, the people was already, moving. So he said, better let go this man before he dies, and then the people make a revolution against the country. But the rest, Buwaiti and Muhammad ibn Nuh and Na'ib ibn Muhammad, they was killed. Buwaiti rahimahullah, one of the greatest scholars. He was the man who Imam Shafi was putting him in his place, to take his place. In the time where the Muzani was there. Muzani was a big scholar. Buwaiti. Yes. Even the Muzani was so big scholar in that time, even the Imam Shafi said, قال له لو خاصمت الشيطان لو خصمت مع الشيطان لخصمته. He was saying to Muslim, if you debate the shaitan, you will beat him. That's how strong and smart he was. But yet when he has to put somebody in his place, he was putting what? Buwayti. He was from Masr, rahimahullah. The man who died in jail. And one of the qissa, the stories how he died, every Yawm al-Jum'ah, he was going to the door, and I saying to the guard, can you let me go? He said, where are you going? He said, Uridu and ujibu da'wata rabbi. I have to answer the call of my Lord. Because Allah says in Qur'an, إِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمْعَةِ فَاسْعُوا إِلَى ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَأَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ. When the call for prayer in Jum'ah is called, you must leave everything and go. And the guy is already ma'adur, he's excused, he's in jail, tight, zandana. But he's going in the door, and the security guard said, what are you talking about? You're not going to go out. And he was raising his hands, Allahumma inni aradtu istijabataka famana'uni. Oh Allah, I tried to accept his call, but he stopped me. Next week again, in the door, I have to go. I'm coming back. I have to go in Jummah. Habibi, what are we going to say to Allah, people who leave the Jummah for their own business, Habibi? Or because he's watching something, or because he's tired to get up, because he didn't sleep all night. How are we going to meet Allah Azza wa Jal? How many people today, Habibi, they don't even think about Jummah because his boss doesn't let him. I work in private shifts. The guy is in jail. And he goes to the security guy and says, I'll come back. And we don't have no guts to tell to the boss, listen, when you want to take, for my paycheck, take it, but I need this 1 hour to go to answer the call of my Lord. Yes, wait, rahimahullah. Then even the people in jail are saying, why you doing that? He say, why are you doing that? You are excused. He say, ma'aziratan ilah. Rabbi, I want to be excused in front of my Lord because I tried. Can you say I was excused in front of my Lord? He was in jail. No, Habibi. Only when we have excused is say my boss, and his boss is Muslim. Can you believe that? Watch his words. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. After Mu'tasim Sheikh the Wathiq, he's the one who took over this same tribulation. He was punishing the people till the Mutawakkil rahimahullah. He came, and 2 years he was giving the same. Mutawakkil was also Khalifa, same orders, and then after 2 years Allah Azza wa Jalla opened his heart and he make tawbah and he repented. But the rest of those people, they died with that kufr, was to claim because the word of Allah was created. Mutawakkil, he only 2 years, and then Allah Azza wa Jalla opened his heart and he changed. So Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, he died in 241. That's why Ali ibn Medina rahimahullah says, Lam ara shabihan, I never see somebody to be equal, to look like Ahmad ibn Hanbal, except Abu Bakr. Ali ibn Medina rahimahullah. He say, and he goes on, he say, but the difference is, he said, like Abu Bakr, he has protectors. He said, Ahmad didn't have nobody. But as you see, Buwaiti, and though there was among those people, but they didn't have that power to protect Ahmad ibn Hanbal the way how the Abu Bakr has it, the protection from the Sahaba radiallahu anhu. Ishaq ibn Rahawayh is one of the ulama in that time, was Alim Kabir. Ibn Rahawayh. He was also, he say, Al-Ahmadu hujja bayna Allah wa bayna khalqihi. He say, Ahmad is hujja. Ahmad is a hujja. It means he is dalil, he is proof between Allah and his creation. Which means to tell you, because if you want to know, Habibi, you meet Allah Azza wa Jal, who is Ahmad ibn Hanbal and which kind of thing he say, if you don't know what the aqidah of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, the creed of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, he taught to this ummah, he say, he is the hujjah. How the hujjah is in English, Sheikh? Hujjah. As a scale? No, is it there? Proof. As a proof. Evidence. Evidence. So I mean, nobody can meet Allah and say, I didn't know the belief. That I believe is that Ahmad is the evidence for those people. And Ishaq ibn Rahawayh, Habibi, he's Aqran. You know, usually when two alims are in one town, and everybody tries to take his students, they don't get along too much. But not those people. When they went in Mecca with Ibn Ishaq Rahawayh, Ahmad said, come with me. هذا هو يعني كما قال the true friend, true brother. He don't say, Master, I'm warning you, don't go to the Sheikh. I'm warning you, don't go here. Make the guy say, when you come here, be careful, you know. No, he tried to put him in the right places. When the people come here, he said, let me show you some mall. I was in a nice pole, and there is a Lakeland, there has, the Busch Garden, and there is a Disney World. That's what he tried to put him. But he never said, Habib, let me show you the masjid. Let me show you no. And Asahib Usool. When he took Ishaq ibn Rahawayh, he said, let me show you a man who you never saw in your life. Ma ra'ayta mithlu, like him. He said, who is that? He said, Imam Shafi. He said, who is the Shafi? Shafi was speaking in Mecca, giving lecture. So he said, let's just come. So he went and he saw Imam Shafi, he was a young boy. He said, come on man, I'm going to leave Ibn U'ayna, Sufyan Ibn U'ayna, I'm going to leave Haddathana, Akhbarana, all this, and I'm going to sit with this boy. He said, listen, Ahmad rahimahullah, he said, listen, if you lose the knowledge of this man, you will never get it from anybody else. He said, but if you lose the knowledge of Ibn U'ayna bin Ulu, you're going to get it bin Nuzul. What do you mean bin Ulu, bin Nuzul? He said, because Ibn U'ayna, he was taking the book and was reading the hadith with haddathana to the Prophet. And people write. Now, if you take it from his mouth, you take it, the chain is closer to the Prophet. But if you take it from his student, it's one man extra. The chain is a little bit longer, but the knowledge is still there. But he said, if you leave the knowledge of Imam Shafi, you will never get it from anyone. He say, so you better listen, because of course, Habibi, the hadith usually, what benefit us from the hadith, Habibi? The chain is, Habibi, to prove because hadith is sahih. But what is the goal? The goal is the method, the text, a fiqh. That's why Prophet ﷺ قال من يريد الله به خيرا يفقهه في الدين رب حامل فقه غير فقيه ورب حامل فقه من هو أفقه منه. So the fiqh, to understand the hadith, that is more important. And the chain just to make you itminan, make you comfortable, because this word is from the Prophet 100%. And now you have to look what the Prophet wants from you. What Allah told him. This is the fiqh. And Imam Shafi, that's what he was doing. Khas, Am, Mamtuk, Mafhum. Yes, he was younger. So, in this case, Habibi, Ahmed Muhammad tell him, listen, this you can get it. The hadith is there, the chain is there. But this one, you cannot get it. And what happened, Habibi, today? These things died. So the guys, they have a soccer game, man. We have this, but this is Sheikh, can you please, I cannot come today, Sheikh, because I have to. And he's eating lunch with his brother, or dinner, he's invited somewhere. And then I say, just tell the Sheikh I cannot come today. هذا هو صاحب. This is صاحب, but that's what happened. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. Ali ibn Madini rahimahullah says, Ya Habibi, Ali, when I mention Ali ibn Madini, the reason I mention because Ali ibn Madini, Bukhari say, لم تر عيني مثله قط. My eyes, Bukhari, you know who is Bukhari? Amir al-Mu'minin fil hadith. He said, my eyes never seen a man with knowledge like Ali ibn Madini. Never. Because Ali ibn Madini, when he mentions something in hadith, Habibi, you cannot shake it. His roots is so deep. Because he was not the person who know hadith, he know ilal. Every illness which is in hadith, how came? He can smell it. But they ask him, how you do that? When they ask Sheikh Albani, how can you find this hadith is soon somebody did this is da'if? How did you know? He said, go ask the guy who is dealing with the gold, and you try to trick him and say, can you buy this for me? Just, no, it's fake. He just buy it with his teeth, he says it's fake. Or he just throw the sun and say, no, it's fake. He said, how do you know? He said, because this is my job. This is my job, I have to know. So Habibi, when your job is your blood is mixed with the hadith of the Prophet, you can know that word cannot be from the Prophet. That word. لولاك ما خلقت أفلاك. You can say the لولاك ما خلقت الأفلاك. This is the word of the Prophet. You can, the sound, it doesn't look like the wahi, like revelation. You understand? So Habibi, that's why this alim was so strong. When Bukhari said Ali ibn Madini, then they knew Ali ibn Madini, he knew the ilal. And this man, he say, Ahmed Muhammad was better than Sa'id ibn Jubayr. Sa'id ibn Jubayr. Who's Sa'id ibn Jubayr? Tabi'i. He said he was better than him. Why? He said because Sa'id ibn Jumayr, he make mistake. He went with Abu Ash'af against his leader. Abu Ash'af, you know Abu Ash'af, he make his own thawra, own group to make revolution against the leader. Khalifa on that time, who was the Khalifa? Yusuf ibn Hajjaj. Yusuf ibn Hajjaj was the Khalifa, the one who was killing the Sahaba Tabi'in. But yet, the ulama say you cannot go against your leader, because soon you go against your leader, that blood will never stop. Did it stop? Look what happened in Syria. Did it stop? Those people who get up against him, they wish they never did it. They climb to open the grave and to be in, instead of being on top. What they're going through. Because Habibi, if the person is leader and he's dictator, what do you think is going to stop him? He going to really, to kill you, he's going to worry? Habibi, it's just like a little fly on Habibi. How are you going to do that? But the people for the chair, or with the politics, or just to make shake of this deen, that's what they do. So ulama, when the Sa'id ibn Jubayr was tabi'i, when he did that, he said he didn't do good. Because he got killed. And so many. He said this is not the way how the Sahaba did. Why Ibn Umar, he never got up? Why Abdullah ibn Umar ibn As, never. They went. And the people when that time was Ali and Muawiyah. There was a Sahaba of the Prophet. They are right, people, high people. He said, no, I don't go neither with him, neither with him. Prophet ﷺ told me, فَأَعْتَذِلْ, stay away from those kind of groups. Until you see حَتَّى الْحَقِّ يَنْجَلِي, until the truth come up. Yes? So he say, Ahmed bin Hanbal, he never went against his leader. What he went through? Why? He was a coward? He was punished, but he never gave order to his followers and say, get up and do something. Because he knew what happened with those women. That woman will be his slave, and that boy will be his slave, and will be, as you see, is going on. That's what it is. The alim, he knows the fasad, what can do. It's better to I lose one and to lose all. Do you understand, Ikhwan? So that's why he say, because Sa'id ibn Jubayr, he say he did mistake, he went against, and the leader like Yusuf ibn Hajjaj, he was one of the biggest dictator known in the history of Islam. Habibi, the man, he attacked the whole Kaaba with a fire, bombing the Kaaba. Can you imagine more than that? Just to kill one man? So this is as a man. But the ulama, they never give order to go against this. Why? Because the consequences, they are way higher, as we see today. So Ali ibn Madini rahimahullah, that's why he was talking about this kind of stuff. Okay, let's, Habibi, call and mention one more. Abu Ubaid Qasim ibn Salam. Abu Ubaid Qasim ibn Salam, one also from the ulama al-kibar في زمن أحمد محمد, قال إني أتدين بذكر أحمد. إني أتدين. He said, my deen, my iman is getting higher when I mention the name of Ahmad ibn Hanbal. قال ما رأيت رجلا أعلم بسنة منه. I never saw a man who knows the sunnah, the deen of Allah, and hold it for him like this man. I mean, this is that's what's telling you how dangerous it is, ya ikhwan. This, when you read this, telling you how dangerous it is to talk about the ulama who carry the deen of the sunnah. To talk about Sheikh Al-Albani, to talk about Bin Baz, the people who die of this sunnah. Habibi, لأنك you are in harb, in war with Allah Azza wa Jal. Awliya Allah Azza wa Jal, to somebody carry this deen has to be chosen. How many people they try, Habibi, to learn this deen, but they never succeed. Either the sincerity wasn't there, or the hope, the encouragement wasn't there, or the fitna took him aside, or little kafata, or maybe they put him in position, he forgot everything about Sunni, say, Yajuz, Darure, you're allowed to do this, twist everything around. To somebody stay steadfast in the Sunnah, till the end of his life, this is thabat min Allah. فهو ولي الله ومن عاد لي وليا فقد آذنته بالحرب. So this man, he say, أنا أتدين. Because when you mention Ahmad bin Hanbal, you mention his life, what do you mention? You mention the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. You mention the Sharia, because that man was carrying, long his life, the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal. That's what he went through. That's why he sacrificed his life. That's when he was ready to die for that. So that's why this Ali, when he mentioned this, he didn't mention he was making dhikr by saying Ahmed. No, Habibi. He was mentioned because I said, when I mention this man, then that you have to know, Habibi, because behind him there is a deen going on. Behind him the scale of the sunnah is going on. This man raised his deen. That's why I say to somebody, put down the ulama of the sunnah, he say he wants to put down the deen of Allah. Why the ulama rahimahullah say, somebody tried to attack the Sahaba. He said he wants to put down the deen. He doesn't care about Sahaba. No. He said because when somebody knocking the door, إِنَّهُ يُرِيدُ الدُّخُولِ, he wants to go in. So if you take Abu Hurairah down, Ibn Umar down, you take the Sahaba like the Rawafid doing, so then what happened? What happened with the deen? Who brought you Qur'an? It's from the Sahaba. Who brought you the Hadith? Abu Hurairah, Ibn Umar. If they are kuffar, then what happened anymore? Which means deen is false. So Habibi, they don't want to talk direct about the Prophet, about deen. He said, no, his companions, they were bad. His companions, they all disbelieve. You understand, Sheikh? That's why when they ask one of the alim, he say the Yahud, the Jew and the Christian, they beat the Rafida. They are better than the Rafida in two things. Two things. Rafida, they are worse than them. He say, if you ask the Jew, who is better people after Prophet Musa, after Moses? They will say his companions. If you ask Christian, who is better people after Jesus? He say his companions. He say, if you ask Rafida, who is the worst people after Muhammad? He say his companions. Yeah. Oh, it's time for prayer. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Yeah. Abu Ubaidah, Qatil ibn Salam. Okay, Sheikh, you stop these things. Did you turn on, Habibi, this? Okay, but we're almost done, so inshallah we start with Usool As-sunnah next class. That's it. Now we finish. We know who is Ahmed now.
No.
Ahmed Muhammad. Not yet. Allah يهديك يا شيخ. الله المستعان.